Welcome to Simplified Learning, and today we are going to compare 4 modes of transport, that is road, rail, water and air. And we will be comparing these modes of transport on the basis of various parameters such as accessibility, ease of use, economy, load hauled per unit fuel, environmental impact, speed, infrastructure required, flexibility, suitable for bulk cargo, suitable for passenger transport, accessibility in remote areas. So let's move on to the first point, accessibility. In case of road transport, it is highly accessible as it covers almost every corner of the world. Roads are widespread, making it easy to reach in even remote areas. Then, rail transport. It is moderately accessible as it is limited to regions with railway networks. It may not reach as many remote areas as road transport. Then, water transport. It is limited to areas with navigable water bodies like rivers, lakes, seas, and oceans, which makes it less accessible, especially in landlocked regions. Then, in case of air transport, it has limited accessibility because it is restricted to regions with airports, and airports are mainly located in urban areas. Now, let's talk about ease of use. In case of road transport, it is relatively easy to use for both passengers and cargo. It provides flexibility and direct access to the destination. Then, in case of rail transport, it is moderate in ease as it involves specific schedules and infrastructure. It is suitable for bulk cargo but may not be as convenient for passenger travel. And in case of water transport, it is easy to use for cargo, especially for long distance, but may involve transshipment for inland locations. Passenger water transport is common in many places. In case of air transport, it is complex and involves rigorous security and scheduling. It's primarily used for long distance, high speed travel. Let's talk about economy. In case of road transport, it can be relatively economical for short distances, but it becomes less cost effective for long hauls due to fuel cost and maintenance. Now, in case of rail transport, it is generally cost effective for moving bulk goods over long distances due to low fuel consumption and high capacity. Now, when we are talking about water transport, it is cost effective for moving large volumes of cargo over long distances as it requires less fuel per unit cargo because weight of the ship is taken care of by buoyancy of the water. In case of air transport, it is relatively expensive, primarily suited for high value or time sensitive cargo or passenger travel. Now, let's talk about load hauled per unit fuel. Now, road transport has a lower efficiency in terms of load hauled per unit of fuel burn compared to other modes. When we are talking about rail transport, it is highly efficient with a high load to fuel ratio, making it an environmentally friendly option for the bulk cargo transport. When we are talking about water transport, it is also highly efficient as large vessels, large ships can carry substantial cargo with minimal fuel consumption. When we are talking about air transport, it has highest load to fuel ratio among all modes, making it efficient for long distance and time sensitive cargo and passenger. Let's talk about environmental impact. Road transport has a moderate environmental impact due to emissions from vehicles. Talking about rail transport, it has low environmental impact as it is energy efficient and emits few pollutants. Water transport has low environmental impact due to efficiency of large vessels and the use of cleaner fuel. And air transport has high environmental impact due to high fuel consumption and emissions. Now let's talk about speed of transport. Road transport offers high speed, making it suitable for relatively short distance travel, and rail transport provides moderate speed, ideal for medium to long distances. Water transport has a lower speed, suitable for making long haul transportations, and air transport is a very high speed transportation mode, making it ideal for long distances and time critical levels. Infrastructure. For road transport, it requires road network. In case of rail transport, it requires railways and terminals. In case of water transport, it requires ports, docks and navigable waterways. And when we are talking about air transport, it requires airports and air traffic control infrastructure, that is ATC. Let's talk about flexibility. In road transport, highly flexible roads are there, allowing multiple stops and route changes. When rail transport is there, it has limited flexibility due to fixed rail networks. In case of water transport, it has limited flexibility, especially for ocean routes. It is more flexible on river and lakes. In case of air transport, high flexibility is there for long distance travel, but limited in case of landing options and short distance travels. Then, suitability for bulk cargo. In case of road transport, it is economical but in small quantities. In case of rail transport, it is economical. It is suitable in case of heavy and bulk cargo. For water transport, it is highly suitable for bulk cargo. In case of air transport, limited suitability is there due to weight and space constraint. Now let's talk about suitability for passenger transport. For road, it is widely used for passenger travel. In case of rail, commonly used for passenger travel. In case of water transport, it is common for both short and long distance passenger travels. In case of air transport, it is widely used for passenger travel, especially for long distance international journeys. Now let's talk about accessibility in remote areas. In case of road transport, it is highly accessible even in the remotest of the areas. Then in case of rail transport, it has limited accessibility in remote areas without any rail network. Then for water transport, it has limited accessibility in remote inland areas without waterways. In case of air transport, it has limited accessibility in very remote areas without airport. So that was all for the video. We saw comparison in between road, rail, water transport and air transport based on various parameters. I will see you in next one. Till then, take care. Bye bye.